Okay, 3, 2, 1, action.
I got into BMX just from seeing like random YouTube videos. I already kind of had that love for jumping my bike. We would always make little jumps in the woods out of dirt. And then when I saw that there was actually like all these tricks you could do, it was just super exciting. And it was at a time like in my teenage years where I was kind of having a lot of anxiety and stuff, and I didn't really need anything except the bike. And I think that kind of gave me like an outlet when I was a teenager. Early on when I started riding, I wanted to go past the local skate park, see what else was out there. It seemed really like a fun thing to compete in something and meet all these other riders. There were no women's classes back then. It was really just winging it. I think starting with like no women's classes, I didn't see it as something I could pursue. It was just, I'm doing it for fun. I want to ride my bike. I like this competition atmosphere, so I'm gonna just go enter.
We started entering contests against the dudes. For every couple of dudes that we might have placed ahead of, there's always a little bit of pushback, like, well, why are they even riding with us?
I almost came maybe like a half generation after like Nina and Angie. And I know they did so much work to put the women forward in BMX and really advocate for women's classes.
Contest organizers just really weren't as supportive of the whole women's contest scene. I'm trying all the angles, I'm bringing my own prizes for the women, I'm like riding and filming, you know, and that was just like exhausting. But then you see someone like Nikita and they're like trying to enter the contest and there's a need for it.
We always had a lot of meetings and stuff with all these different contest organizations and really having to voice that we wanted to be there and we deserve to be there every year. There was more opportunities for the women, more women showing up at the contests, and then eventually it gets announced as an Olympic sport, and then I think that's when it really became more official and more women were getting support, so it started to grow a lot more at that point. Yeah, I was really lucky to kind of enter into that group of women really pushing for things and then being able to ride in all these firsts, I guess. I was super stoked that women were finally included in the X Games. Obviously, it's the biggest action sports event. To be a part of that, especially to be a part of the first group of women to do that, it was pretty special.
I love how authentic Nikita is with her journey. A lot of people might just see all of her accomplishments, but she does share some of the struggles.
I would say my biggest weakness is my mind and just the mental side of things. I feel like there's so many things that I would just land or I would just be able to do if I just literally dropped in and allowed myself to do it. But I'll get blocked a lot and then kind of go down this rabbit hole of like beating myself up about it. I've been really working on it with a psychologist the same way that I would work with somebody in the gym. It's been cool to kind of learn about and actually see these barriers being broken. I think a lot of us, especially right when you're in the middle of it and you're dealing with it, you really feel like no one else understands. And so it is important to open up because when you do, you really do see that it's a lot more common than we think. I started riding in 2010, and the first time I rode with other girls was in 2013. I realized later on how important it was and it is for us to ride with other girls. It is a kind of a different vibe than riding with guys. I think it's really important and it's really fun. It's important that we all ride together, but I think there is something empowering about being able to ride with other girls as well. I think my role in women's BMX has just kind of been to show that it's possible to overcome things, to be able to live your dreams and do what you want to do. Going from not being able to leave my house and just riding my bike in the driveway to getting to ride my bike wherever I want around the world. Just showing that it's possible with the proper work and the proper support.
I've been really excited for Nikita. She's built a lot of great relationships with sponsors, and I think that's really helping other companies and support some of the other women.
Almost every major bike company now has women on the team. The more we get out there, the more there's events and ride days and stuff, I think the better it gets.
She's representing all of us, not just herself, you know, and I think that that's so huge for our sport to keep growing.
I can't imagine how she's going to inspire the next generation of younger kids and younger women in BMX, especially now that I became a father to a daughter. Nikita is definitely going to be a role model to her for sure. It's definitely cool to have a friend in BMX that can uplift the next generation.
You see a girl at almost every skate park session now. Before you could, you knew every single girl that rode, and now, good luck. It's just cool to see, and it's cool to be a part of.